I met a couple that has been 68 years together, and I asked them how did they meet, and they said they went to the beach. And it was 14 years old and 15 years old when they met, 68 years earlier. And they met at the beach, and they saw each other at the beach, and they both looked at each other at the same time, and they knew they wanted to be together at the time they met. That happens sometimes. Doesn't happen all the time. But they were both doing what they loved to do at the time. They both were being themselves. They weren't putting on a facade. They weren't looking for anything. They were just being themselves, having a great time at the beach.
So do you think people are more beautiful when they're being themselves?
I don't think you can get any more beautiful than being a real you.
It's good. And I just have one more question before show and tell. Can you just talk to us, I guess it's not a question, just a little bit about addictions and why they happen?
I believe that the addictive behavior is a personality. Anytime you're not living by your highest values, not living authentically, not inspired, the degree of lessened fulfillment that you experience makes you vulnerable for a quick fix, an immediate gratification surge. Because when you're living authentically, you expand your horizons. But when you're not, you shrink. And that shrunken space and time horizon makes you want a quick fix and a quick consumer. And you'll be a consumer and you'll think that, oh, if I buy that thing out there with a brand, then I have an identity, instead of honoring your own identity. So you're out there consuming and you're out there with addictive behavior. And addictive behavior is a byproduct of unfulfilled highest values. The second you fulfill your highest values and fulfill a purpose, you don't have time for addiction. Too busy, doing things more meaningful.
It keeps you up at night. In a good way, I love it.
And what's interesting is the people that see you on purpose, they may see you obsessed by that purpose, but it's not an addiction, it's an inspiration.
The interesting thing is, with how I feel my purpose is, it's like people didn't recognize me when I wasn't being me and being authentic. The people that I wanted most probably to recognize didn't see it until you actually go into yourself and just become your authentic self. Then it's like, oh yeah, I know you. I know what you look like now. That's who you are. Even though you can look the exact same, as soon as you shift internally, then those who are meant to recognize you do. So that's.
Well, people, I have a pretty good track record. I've been teaching 42 years. And people know me as a teacher. If I try to be something else, it doesn't work. I'm just, that's what I do. I mean, I'm me.
We're going to make you a
But I love learning, and I love trying to share with people and help people. That's just what I love doing.
What's one of the best stories that you can share with us about like someone who you actually just completely seen turn around, one of your students perhaps, or something that you can share a really good inspiring story?
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know, that would be probably too radical. I was thinking of a lovely lady that grew up in Europe in a very challenged setting with family dynamics. And she was physically beaten and assaulted, sexually challenged in many ways within the family and in the surroundings, was sold as for sexual purposes, had, I mean, I could just go on and on and on with the challenges that she started with. She was suicidal many times. She tried to overdose on drugs. She was really challenged. And she was basically not trusting anybody because she wasn't trusting herself and nobody around her to trust. She came to the Breakthrough Experience, the program that I do that helps people. And she was led there because of an opportunity that came about from an ad in a magazine that offered whoever has the most challenging story, turn it in and you'll get an opportunity to go to the program. Today, she's a 3-time best-selling author. She dropped 50, I don't know, what, 25 kilos maybe? Something like that, 20-something kilos. Her hair was all ratty and was protecting herself from males. She's now shining out her beauty and her femininity. She's out there lecturing and she's doing things. And she would tell you that the greatest thing that ever happened in her life was that the challenges she made her not frightened of anything. So, I mean, it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter what you've gone through. What matters is what you decide to do, the perceptions you have, the decisions you make, and the actions you take. And that you can change. You have control over your sensory perceptions, you have control over your actions, you got control over your decisions, and you can change your life. Doesn't matter where you start. Whatever you're going through, just know that it's on the way, not in the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.